another episode of Farming Simulator. Today we're picking up right where we left off, pretty much, except for, as you can tell, the crops have grown all the way, and I am now in the negative dollar amount. The only thing I did while the camera was off was literally just stand here and watch plants grow. It was uber interesting, let me tell you. So we're going to go ahead and start getting harvested up here. And being that we are negative, I'm just going to go ahead and do the majority of the actual harvesting again. Only thing is I would like to take and save this again, just like we did last time. Now, we still have the same, things going on here. We still got this guy with the fertilizer, this guy with the planter that doesn't need to be cultivated first. So that's going to save us a lot of time this time around. A lot of time. Now what I am going to do is I'm going to take this guy right here and we're going to grab the wagon and bring the wagon over. I think the wagon's actually over here. Oh, nope, the wagon's right there. Duh. Let's take and pick this guy up. Now, it was really bright while it was nighttime, and then all of a sudden it got foggy as hell in this game, which is kind of cool. So, we're going to pull the wagon over here and get moving on harvesting. Okay, we still have straw swath disabled because we have not bought anything to do with straw yet. We don't have a loading wagon or anything to be able to sell it. I really hate being negative when it comes to our money, but sometimes you do what you gotta do. Okay, so this is basically all we're going to be doing for a little while here. We're just going to be harvesting, storing our crops until we do get a great demand. As soon as we get a great demand, we're going to go ahead and sell the wheat. Now, this is our last time growing wheat for a bit. We're going to grow some barley next. And then after the barley, we'll do canola. And then we will cycle back to wheat, just so that way we have a good crop rotation to be more likely to get that great demand in our favor. Now, by far, if you're gonna sell stuff right away, the best crop, the most profitable crop per hectare, or however the heck you say it, I'm pretty sure it's hectare, is barley. Barley is by far the better of the two when it comes to price per hectare if you're selling it without a great demand being in play. So right now we are just doing some wheat because we just started. Next we're going to be doing that barley to be able to try and get that crop rotation that we need. Fun stuff. I wonder if there's a maximum for the amount of negative money you can have. Something I'm going to have to look up. I don't think there can be though, because this game doesn't have like really an end to it. And to have a cap on how negative you can go would be to really kind of add an end to it. Wow, terrible. You'd think it's my first time driving. Look at that, we got more than half of the field done, and we've only filled our harvester once. We still have another field to go. But while we're doing the other one, I will see if it lets me hire somebody while I'm negative to plant this field. So that way we can get that going. So for those of you who don't know, this is our very first time actually harvesting on this particular field. You do start out with both 14 and 19, but field 14 you start out with it being cultivated but not planted yet. So I planted this one, we harvested field 19, and then we planted that one again. And during that time since, we just let it grow, and now we are doing it all over again. Doing this until we can get some better equipment, maybe another field going. If we can get another field going, we'll be really in business. Now the closest field that I think we would be able to come close to affording this early in the stage would be probably field 20. That way we're not having to go around the lake to get to it really. We can go straight from field 19 to it. And going straight through field 19 to get to 20 will make it easy, but it's also small enough of a field that it's going to keep it affordable for us at this early stage, even though right now I am negative. The first great demand we get will solve that issue. They go into pretty good detail in this game. Whoa. Maybe if I was paying attention, huh? Okay, so the last pass on this field. Then we're going to go ahead and get barley started. So that way that can be planted while we are harvesting field 19. And I do apologize if my mic sounds a little off. I broke my good mic. So for right now I'm using just this cheap one till I go buy a new mic. Okay, let's go ahead and empty this out while we grab the planter to get that started. Now we're going to go ahead, like I said, we are going to put in barley. Now remember, whenever you're doing a field that's on an angle like this, you always got to start at the smaller end. And the reason for that is the tractor, the hired worker, will realize that he's got to keep going. But if you start down at the bigger end, he'll come down to the towards the smaller end and not notice that there's still more field to be planted. So you'll end up just wasting time. So the best way to do it, just start right down here at the smallest end, and he'll keep going all the way until it's filled. So our wagon's 100% here, holds only 15,000. And I'm surprised it did let me hire that worker while we're negative. Must be paying him with pocket lint. We still have 21% in here. We're going to get it kind of set up over on this side to get it ready to go after we get the trailer back. Okay. So basically all we're going to do now, we're going to cultivate, or we're plowing and we're cultivating and seeding at the same time on this field. Okay, with the one planter. And then we've got over here, we're going to harvest this field and we're going to plant barley in this field too. It is going to take some time to do that, but it'll be well worth it. When we get our crop rotation down, we get a good stockpile of all three fruit types that we can harvest right away. Our wheat, our barley, and our canola. That way, as soon as the first great demand hits, hopefully it's for one of those three. Keep our fingers crossed. That way we can sell all of it at that point that we have for the great demand. Therefore recouping the money that we're negative right now, and then getting a positive balance again to be able to continue moving forward. Never tried this. I wonder if this works. I want to make a crop circle. I think I started too early in it. Oh, look at that. Aliens have visited my farm. I've been abducted. Somebody call Ghostbusters. That's a pretty good circle, actually. Best looking crop circle I've seen in a long time. That's for sure. Oh wait, I've never seen a crop circle before. Not in real life. I'd really like to figure out how to stop this from happening. You see these darker spots? Those darker spots are areas that weren't planted for some reason. And I wonder if there's a way to stop that from happening when you're hiring your workers. For some reason, they cut the corners too sharp, and when they do that, they miss a chunk on each end. And I don't know how to stop them from doing that. I don't know if there's a specific way. If you do know how to do that, that'd be great if you could let me know. Other than by doing it yourself. Because, like I've said before, planting is not my thing. As you can tell, I'm good at driving circles. Driving straight lines, not so much. Okay. So the planter's still over there working. Now as soon as we're done harvesting here, we're going to start planting here, and we're going to start fertilizing the other field. Getting that ready to go. One of my best suggestions for anybody starting out, whether you're on easy, normal, or hard, always, always, always get a fertilizer as soon as you possibly can. You'll make so much more from your harvest. You'll get so much more. It increases your produce, therefore allowing you to have, you know, just basically your time is worth more at that point compared to if you don't fertilize. And I always like the dry fertilizer spreaders, as you've seen. They spread very far while keeping themselves compact, so you don't get snagged up on, you know, like trees and stuff like that. And I'm terribly missing stuff again. This is not Trigger's driving school. Don't drive like me. Unless, of course, you want to make a crop circle, then go ahead. I just suggest it be in your own field, not somebody else's. Be a good way to piss somebody off. Dude, what the heck is this? Is that like a goal line or something? The hell? We're gonna have to fire that guy. Oh, it was a little too early to the gun there. Okay, so this one we got a little bit less than, oh my lord, a little bit less than halfway through before we did have to empty out. Now what I am going to do, I normally hate doing it, I'm going to hire somebody quick. And that way I can bring this guy over here. Get him started on planting. And I do want to take this guy. We're already 72% full. We're going to go ahead and dump this. Man, we almost went off-roading there for a second. Trying to keep us from going too negative here. We're already negative $2,000. Looks like my bank account right now. Apparently the hired help can't hit everything either. Look at this. He's trying to give our field a mohawk or something. This guy's gonna end up catching up to us, so we're gonna... See what I mean? He's leaving those marks again. What the hell are we supposed to do with it? I almost selected a different seed. That'd have been bad. Okay. There we go. I've actually done that before. I've selected seed before on accident instead of lowering it and ended up planting grass in a field, and I didn't realize it until I was more than halfway through the field. It was brutal. Had to go buy a plow in order to replow the field. Was not very happy. Get this all done up here. A little bit more than halfway now on field 19 here. Field 14's already working on growing. Man, terrible. As you can see, field 14 is just starting to grow. Partial of field 19. We did stop it for now, so that way they didn't catch up to us and start seeding right over top of our crop and ultimately making us lose money. I've had that happen before too. Let's see here. While we're up here, we might as well empty out. That way we don't have to drive all the way back up here from down there. Look at that, almost like a professional. Okay, we've got just a little bit more, maybe 4 more passes after this one. No man will be left behind. Should say no wheat, but hey, whatever. I can't wait until we got enough money that we can start doing beets, sugar beets. For those of you that don't know, sugar beets, sure they do sell at less amount per ton, but per hectare you get more sugar beets than any other thing other than potatoes. I think potatoes are the highest, then it goes sugar beets, then wheat and barley are pretty close to each other there, with canola, and then corn being your absolute least. You're going to get the least amount per hectare with corn than anything else. That's why at first it's not worth it to sell stuff to be able to buy the corn equipment, because it's not going to get you much of anything unless you do it for silage. But then in order to do the silage, you got to buy yourself a wheel loader, or just a front loader with a bucket. But either way, it still takes a lot of money and effort put into it in order to be able to do it. But then you've got to buy a chaffing harvester, the header. So honestly, in the beginning of the game, your best route to go is to stock up on wheat, barley, and canola until you can get enough money to start doing the other things. Hey, there's a tree there. I don't understand, why does it do that to me every once in a while? Like, oh my god, it's driving me nuts. I should have emptied out. I'm at 90%. I'm not going to make it all the way down this line here before I need to empty out. So we're going to end up driving back just to be able to empty out. But let's go ahead and get it up to 100. Pull your pipe out. Now while this is unloading, I'm going to start the seeder back up. Get that guy going again. Let's see how we doing on our trailer storage. Hoping we have enough, being that I didn't empty out it completely full last time. I was just under. Should have enough to empty out this harvester. Hopefully. Oh, nope, just short. So what we're going to do, we're going to take this guy back. I probably need to kind of put that down, drive underneath. There we go. Now we're going to go ahead and we're going to actually hire a worker again. So that way we can take and empty this out. Oh. Yet again, this is not Trigger's driving school. Do not drive like Trigger. So now we're going to drop the trailer off. And as soon as the trailers drop, we're going to go pick up the fertilizer and start fertilizing field 14. And then once that one's done, we're going to refill our fertilizer and then fertilize field 19. So this is the cheapest dry fertilizer that they have. That comes with the Gold Edition DLC. Go ahead and fire this baby up. Empty out our harvester and get her out of the way. Oh man, we're way missing, but it's still pouring out. Luckily, you don't actually lose crop in this game from that. Well, that looks kind of cool, huh? There we go. Push the wrong button again. Look at me, I'm hitting everything. Park it in our little storage shed over here. And there we go. So the only thing that we are going to do now, we're going to let this field finish getting planted. We're going to go ahead and fertilize it after field 14 is done getting fertilized. What I do need to check on is he is good on seed, so we have plenty of seed. See what I mean though? Look at this. He's going to miss this huge section of it right there. Like, what the heck is this? How do you fix this? How do you get it to where he doesn't do this? Because that is wasted space. Hopefully this trailer doesn't bother him. If it does, they'll have to move it. It is, okay. Get out of the way. Like, see, there we go. See, I just fixed it myself, but that's just me. I'm not going to sit here and watch them, because then what's the purpose to hiring them? You know? I don't quite understand it, but anyways, if you do have any questions or comments, anything that you can answer that I did ask about today, it would be appreciated. Throw a comment down there. Make sure to like, subscribe to my YouTube, Trigger Rev 91 Gaming, And we will see you next time for episode 3, where we will pick up with the crops being grown and hopefully a soon great demand. We are going to hope for the best. Till then, we will see you next time. Thank you for joining me.